now that they're side by side out of the box, it's a more clear comparison of where the price is going. Guess what came in the mail today? I am so excited. My Alice in Wonderland Collector Disney 100 doll. I don't know the full title. So yes, I got the Alice Collector doll. And I'm really, really excited for this one. In case you don't know, I am a huge fan of Alice in Wonderland. When I was a kid, when I was born, really, my grandma recorded some kids shows and different like TV programs and movies from, like, she had a VCR and she would record tapes, so that way when I would come over to visit her, I had stuff to watch. One of the things that she had that I watched religiously was Alice in Wonderland, but it was not the Disney cartoon version. It was a live action version. It was a musical, and I'll put a picture up on the screen so you can see like the actors and like the movie poster and stuff like that. But basically it is the version of Alice in Wonderland from 1985, and it was an all-star cast. There was people like Sammy Davis Jr. who played the caterpillar, Carol Channing played the White Queen, and there were several others. Ringo Starr played the Mock Turtle. But anyway, I was completely obsessed with this VHS tape of the, you know, the show that she recorded from TV, and ever since then I've always loved Alice in Wonderland. Even to this day, it just always brings me back. Even the Disney version of Alice in Wonderland, you know, or reading the book, or, you know, seeing the dolls and stuff like that brings me back to when I was a child, and I would spend time with it was my great grandmother, who sadly has passed away, and but it's just a memory that I have with her. So it's Alice in Wonderland is a very special story to me. It's also an escape. From time to time, I like going into a fantasy world just to get out of everyday life, you know? So Alice in Wonderland is one of those escapes for me, so I genuinely love it. Naturally, my favorite character is Alice, and I love collecting Alice dolls. So when I saw that there was going to be a Collector Alice doll by Mattel, I was extremely excited. I was very happy, and I was definitely looking forward to it. Now, this is sold by Mattel Creations on their website. It is $100, and as of recording this video, it is still available on the Mattel Creations website, so you are still able to order this doll if you're interested. Now, there has been some controversy surrounding this. I did make a video recently on my channel that I kind of was talking about this whole cost versus value and talking about the recent releases of Disney dolls, specifically by Mattel, and the price points that we're seeing and stuff like that. I will talk about it in this video, but I talk way more in depth about it in that video, so if you want to see that, I will put a link to that up in the corner here. All right, I'm really excited because I want to see this box and the packaging and everything. I've seen some of the promotional pictures, but not everything, and I'm really excited to see what this is going to look like. So I'm going to get this out of the box really quick. We're going to take a break. While I'm doing that, I make doll-related content all the time. I come out with new videos every week, so if you're interested, if you want to hang around, why not subscribe? It's free, it's right there, and hang out with me while I talk about dolls. And anyway, okay, I'm gonna get this out of the box and I will be right back. Okay, so I just have to show you this really quick. I really like that they took the care and attention to like add these spacers in the box to protect it, so that way the actual packaging of the doll doesn't get damaged. I love that. That's really cool. So here we go. This is like an unboxing experience, so I wanted to show you guys as I'm going. This is what the box looks like on the front. So here you can see all of like these cool details. There is this like plastic thing that's over it, and it's just to hold the box closed because it opens up like two doors open like this. And this is cool. So this is what's on the bottom portion right here. So in gold it says Disney Alice in Wonderland. And I need to take the ears off because it is hot in my room right now, and I wanted it to be cute for the video. I got it for the intro. There we go. That's good enough. Okay. I love this so much. There is so much to see on the cover of this box. I mean, of course, you've got Alice, there's mushrooms and drink me bottles and playing cards and like the little eat me cakes and cookies and whatever. The white rabbit is down here and there's a key and there's the little door. Oh, there's the door she goes through. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. There is some more on the side here. We've got the Cheshire Cat up here with like, it looks like a scene from the Mad Tea Party. You've got some, or maybe not a full scene, but you've got the Mad Hatter's chair and some lanterns and teapots and like the forest signs saying this way, that way. And on this side, there's the Mad Hatter's hat, along with some more lanterns and stuff. There's the unbirthday cake. Very merry unbirthday cake. Here we go on the back. Here is the back, by the way. So this has like the garden scene. So like you've got the flowers that sing. There's the, did I see the caterpillar anywhere? Oh, there's the dog and caterpillar. I don't see the actual cat, like the character caterpillar though. Did I miss him? Oh, no, I did not. However, I did miss the top here. This is so cute. Look, there's Dinah. There's Alice's cat, Dinah. Oh, I love that. And then she's looking down the rabbit hole because there you can see her falling. Oh, that's so cool. And then the artwork goes around, wraps around to the front. Oh, this is so cool. Oh my God, the longer I look at this, the cooler and cooler it gets. Oh my gosh. And it says Disney Collector up here in gold. There, you can kind of see it. Oh my gosh, I just want to make sure I'm not like missing any details. Okay, anyway, so we've got, there's the bread and butterflies. All right, sorry about that. I ran out of space on my camera. I was getting hot, so I had a little bit of a wardrobe change, so I changed into my Cheshire Cat shirt. And I also ate dinner. Anyway, I'm back. So, I think where I was at when it cut me off was I was reading the back of this. So on the back of the box here, there is a little blurb and it says,
Disney Alice in Wonderland. Oh, my fur and whiskers. Things just keep getting curiouser and curiouser. Sweet Alice had no idea of the adventures waiting for her when she fell down the rabbit hole. This special collector Alice doll celebrates the wacky wondrous moment when Alice eats a magic cake and grows too big to fit in the white rabbit's house. Alice's legs and arms burst outside of the house just like they do in the movie. Such a crazy, mad, wonderful scene. Now captured for you to treasure no matter where in Wonderland you visit.
I love that so much. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open it for you guys. Da, 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 da. Wait, this is so terrible. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there it is. And I know that there's a terrible glare. Hold on, I gotta see. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. She's bigger than I was expecting for some reason. I don't know why. But I do have some of the other Alice dolls here, both from the Disney store and also from Mattel. So I can compare a few of them. I do also have a collector Alice doll that was from the Disney store, and she comes with the Queen of Hearts. I do have a video for that. So what I'll do, because I can't get it down to show you right now, but I will put a link to the video right here. So if you want to see that video where I find that doll, but also review it and everything, I'll put that link there so you can go check that out later. Oh my gosh, I love this packaging. This is a great display piece. Like, I think this looks really cool on your shelf, but also like when you open it up, the one issue that I have with Disney dolls is a lot of their packaging is like kind of difficult to display thing. It takes up so much space. But anyway, so it's open like this, and I love this. And like the background is completely like on the inside here, it's all done. It's like the carrot farm and stuff like that. There's a little birdhouse back there, like the path leading up, and then the little gate and everything in front of Rabbit's house. So, and then you've got this. Oh, and then the plastic is coming off already here. Hold on, let me get this dust cover off, because then that'll take care of the glare. There she is. I love this so much. So obviously this is that scene in the movie where she eats the cake, and like it said on the back of the box, where she grows and her arms and legs stick out of the house and everything. I don't think that they've really done that much merchandise, let alone a doll, with this moment of the movie. And I think that this is so cool. This is such an interesting take on an Alice in Wonderland doll. Right now you're seeing some footage from my phone that I recorded so that way I can show you what the doll looks like in the box. I am going to be unboxing her and taking everything out, but I just want to show you the setup before I do, because it looks so good. And I'm like, kind of sad that I'm unboxing her just because I really love the way that this is currently displayed, as you can see. But honestly, like I really want to take her out and I want to see all of the details and stuff, because there's more to see than what you can just see the way she's here, like behind on the other side of the house and everything. I'm going to go ahead and get her out of the box really quick, get all of the accessories out. We'll take a quick break and I'll be right back. All right, so I've got her out of the box. She is stunning. I am going to point out everything that I see. I'm going to point out the things that I like, the things that I wish could be a little bit better, stuff like that. I am going to point all of that out, but I just wanted to get it out of the way beforehand before I do all that I genuinely do like this doll, and I think that she was worth the price. So anyway, let's go ahead and go over everything she comes with. Now, first of all, I just wanted to show you this. So this actually slid out of the box, the outer box that opens up pretty easily. So if you want to display her but see her a little bit easier, you could take this out and set this on your shelf if you don't want to fully debox her. Also, this is kind of cool just because like it is like the scene that's behind the house and everything. If you wanted to see what that looks like, there it is. She comes with a certificate of authenticity. So she is authentic Mattel Creations, licensed by Disney. So she comes with a whole bunch of little accessories and stuff like that. So obviously she comes with the little house. I am going to show you this more in detail in just a second, but first I want to show you all of like the furniture and stuff. So all of the little accessories that she has are little pieces of furniture that can go in the house. Here is a bed. It's like a 4-poster bed, and I love that this is painted up here, the curtain area, and there's little bunnies on top, and there's like a molded blanket and pillow and everything. There is a molded vanity, or just I guess a dresser, side table, whatever, and it's got like a little mirror. The mirror is not reflective, but it is painted with the blue there to show that it's supposed to be a mirror. And there is little like things on the dresser top here, like a little, I don't know, a little container maybe that has the little cakes in it or something, and a little hairbrush. And these are separate pieces that have been glued on. So oh wait, does it come off? Oh my gosh, it does technically come off. It's just kind of plugged in there. I don't want to do that because I will lose this. And then if you were curious, this other part does the same thing. But yeah, I'm gonna leave them plugged in there because I do not want to lose. These are so tiny. I will lose these. So yeah, they're staying there. There is a little rocking chair, and it's got the little bunny ears on it because everything in the White Rabbit's house is bunny themed or White Rabbit themed. Even the grandfather clock. So there's like this light blue clock. Look at the molded detail. You see the pendulum there, and then it's got the little clock face there, and it shows that it's currently what, 3 o'clock? Or no, like 12:15. I think that's 12:15. And then there's this little side table that's really cute, and there's a little carrot under a glass. Does this come off also? It does. Oh my gosh, does this come out? Yep, it does. It's plugged in just like the other little teeny tiny accessories. Oh my god. It's like Polly Pocket size. I love this so much. And of course, all of these can go inside of the little house. So this is the rabbit's house. And then when you turn it around, here you can see inside the house. So you've got the downstairs area. You can see like, you've got like the pictures on the wall of like Rabbit's family and stuff. There's the little hobbit door. Does the door, oh, the door opens. Oh my gosh, that is so perfect. Oh, I love that. I'm so happy that the door opens. That is so cute. So, okay, so the door opens and then it does kind of click closed. And then up the staircase there, you can see the staircase brings you up to upstairs. And then there's like some framed pictures of carrots, but then the rest of these are like other bunnies or rabbits. And then if I'm really careful, I can show you, you can put all of the little furniture in the little house. Ah, okay. Ah. Okay, well, it's hard to do when I'm balancing it backwards trying to show the camera. All right, we'll try this again. There we go. So you can see all of the little furniture is in there, and it looks like a little mini like play set or something. That is so cute. And then of course you get the little white rabbit, and he is fully detailed and fully painted. So like they did paint in the details of his face. Obviously you can see his eyes and his little glasses there. He's got his pocket watch because he's always running late. You know, all of the details like his little bow and his umbrella are all painted. And then of course like he's the perfect fit for this little house. So if you want to play with this like a little play set or like a little Polly Pocket play set thing, you totally can. Okay, I'm gonna stop trying to balance these things. And then we'll come back to this house in a minute here because I want to show you like her wearing it and stuff like that. But one of the other little accessories she comes with is this little, what they call the little magic cake. It looks like a cookie because it's flat, but basically it's a little cake that says "Eat Me." Now that brings us to the doll. She does come with a stand, which is great. I love the fact that a collector doll came with a stand. Thank you. It is one of these kind of stands where it's kind of like a saddle stand, but then it also has like the little clips that go around her legs as well. So she's actually pretty secure on this. So this was actually a pretty decent stand. And I like this. The stand base is just kind of like themed after the Disney 100 celebration. So it kind of looks like it's cut like a gemstone or something like that. It's simple. I liked the Tinkerbell stand more because it looked like London as they were flying over it with the clouds and everything. And like that was really cool, that custom stand. And it would have been cool to see something custom about the base of the stand, but I'm not mad about it because this is nice. So here is the doll. Really quick, let's go ahead and look at the doll and then we'll look at her with the house on and everything like that. But oh my gosh, hold on. Okay, there we go. So here is a really good close-up of her face. She is so beautiful. No wonkiness, which is great. I believe the method that they use to put her face on is the UV resin pixelation type of screening that we've kind of started to get used to from Mattel, or at least it looks like it is. But luckily it looks very clean to me. It's even. You know, like I don't see any wonkiness or anything like that. And I'm not seeing any defects necessarily. Maybe there's this one spot, I do want to point it out just because this is a $100 doll, but on this side, the eyelashes right above her pupil, there's like a little line where they kind of are faded a little bit. It's like the third eyelash in. Overall, the face looks good. That's all I care about. All right, I want to talk about the hair and then we can talk about like her outfit and stuff like that. So the hair is Saran, which is great. Thank you, Mattel, for giving us Saran hair. I'm really, really happy about that. It feels really nice. It is a little bit of box hair. You can kind of see the creases where the rubber bands were holding it in the box. I've had way worse. So like, I'm not worried about this. This is like to be expected because it was, you know, like strapped in the box very securely. Plus, to be fair, if you got this doll and only kept her in the box for display with this little, you know, thing on her like this, you wouldn't see it anyway, so it's not a big deal. But taking her out of the box, like I'm kind of impressed at like how nice the hair is just right off the bat. And honestly, like if I just wash out the hair, maybe do a little conditioning treatment, I probably don't even have to do a boil wash and the hair will look perfect. So I'm kind of looking through here, trying to like check out the rooting pattern, and it looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks rooted pretty well. There's no bald spots. It feels pretty thick. All things considered, it's looking really good. Now, when I first unboxed her, I did kind of look over everything just to see if there was any little visual like issues with her outfit or anything, like any loose threads or stuff like that. I didn't really see anything. The other thing is there was a thread that went through her apron, through each layer of her skirt. Right there, there was a thread, and you can kind of see there is a little hole there in her apron. And then underneath, you can see there it did create a little bit of a snag on her skirt. Now, luckily, looking at this, I'm pretty sure you can get rid of this very easily with a little bit of steam. Like if you happen to have a steamer, or just like put some boiling water in a mug and then hold it over and let the steam kind of heat it up a little bit gently, and then kind of like rub it with your fingers back and forth. It will kind of close that hole up. So I don't see this as being too much of an issue, but I get really annoyed when doll companies like pierce the clothing and like strap it together. At least they used thread. They didn't use a plastic one of those little tea ties, they used a thread, so it was much easier to cut and snip it without damaging any of the layers. But it's still there, and I wanted to point it out in case that's something you care about. Now, let's talk about like all of the pieces of her outfit, because there's a lot. Starting at the top here, we've got this beautiful bow. Now, in my other video, I said this was a cloth bow because it kind of looked like it. This is still ribbon, but it's just a big ribbon connected to a smaller ribbon to kind of create this. But I love how it's standing up. This is a little different than what we've gotten in the past. Just as a example, a little kind of a sneak peek. Some of the other ones, you know, it's literally just a ribbon like that. So this big old, you know, bow standing up on top of her head, I love this. Moving down, her dress is made, it said satin, but this feels like better than satin because I'm not a huge fan of satin. It's just not my favorite material. This feels nicer. It feels softer, but it still has that kind of sheen. It's not showing up on camera. Hold on. So you can, there you go. You can see there is a sheen to the blue skirt. It's kind of reflective. So it's actually a really high quality, surprisingly, all of the materials that they used are really high quality. So that is good. And the dress itself, it feels really nice. The collar is really nice because the collar itself is actually lined, like it's a double layer collar, and it's sitting pretty nice. I mean, on doll scale, it's really thick, so I kind of expect it to stick up. Then as a separate piece over it, she has this beautiful apron in this slightly sheer fabric. Once again, it's a really nice, really nice cotton fabric. And it's got like the lace details over the shoulder, and then you've got lace trimming down here and an extra layer of lace that kind of goes across right here. The apron comes around to the back, and it does close with Velcro. So there is like a little Velcro closure, which is just makes it easy to put on and take off, but it has a little bow over the Velcro, so it looks like it's tied. It is finished like hemmed and everything. There's no raw edges anywhere. And then of course on the puff sleeves, there is cuffs and everything. Everything is finished. Everything looks great. And then under the dress, you have this beautiful voluminous petticoat, which is also separate with an elastic waistband. And once again, it's a really nice cotton material. It's different from the apron because it's more opaque, but it's also got this beautiful eyelet trim, and it's got 3 layers, like 1, 2, the long one, number 2, and then a shorter one underneath 3. 3 layers of this like eyelet scalloped hem. Like I'm not super familiar with like sewing terms, but I'm trying my best. But anyway, so this beautiful petticoat that gives really good volume under the skirt. And then when you lift up the petticoat, she has some bloomers, which once again, a separate piece from everything else, and also has an elastic waistband. Now, one of the main things that I personally look for when looking at collector dolls is the outfit. Like, is it separate pieces, or are they all like connected? Does the pattern finish around to the back? Stuff like that. I am really impressed with this doll, and I'm really happy with what I'm seeing here. Like all of the layers, the quality of the fabric, the way it feels, the way it looks. Now, we're not finished because I want to come down here and look at my favorite part of her outfit. We have to look at these shoes because, oh my gosh, these are so cute. So these are little Mary Jane flats, but obviously she's on tiptoes. And then the heel of the shoe is a little Drink Me bottle, and the bottle is clear, like it's kind of translucent, you can see through it. Then the little tag right here is painted white. It doesn't seem to say, oh my gosh, hold on. Oh, okay, sorry, you're really zoomed in here. Okay, oh my gosh. The bottle has a label. The label is painted white. And although the extra detail is not painted on, there is a molded on detail, and it does actually say Drink Me. Here is a picture so that way you can see what I'm talking about. I had to zoom way in with my phone to get this picture, but oh my gosh, that teeny tiny detail of it saying Drink Me. Chef's kiss. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. I love these shoes so much. The little cork is also painted. The painted detail of the cork there is obviously brown. The one thing is the buckle on her shoe is not painted, and I would have loved to seen that painted silver as well. But I mean, that's one detail out of all these other details that I am seeing, so I'll give them a pass for that, but I still would have liked to see that buckle painted. Oh my gosh, these shoes are gorgeous. They are giving me Monster High, Ever After High vibes. Like, I could absolutely see Madeline Hatter wearing shoes, like wearing these exact shoes. And if you told me that the people who designed these are the same people who worked on Ever After High or Monster High, I would not be surprised. I mean, they're from Mattel, so like it's very possible. It's so funny because a lot of people that I saw on Instagram were criticizing this doll for having pointed toes when she wears Mary Jane flats in the movies. First of all, I hate flat feet on dolls if you don't have ankle articulation. If you do not have ankle articulation, the doll should have pointed toes because they can still wear flats even if their toes are pointed. Case in point. Now, that being said, I love that they turned these into high heels by adding the Drink Me bottles, because that is just an amazing detail that I am here for, and one of the reasons why I love Monster High and Ever After High. So I love that that kind of made its way over to the Disney dolls. Now, let's talk about articulation, because this is like the other kind of criticism point that I have for this doll. So this doll is posable. It is not fully articulated because there is movement at the head, there is movement at the shoulder, there's also a bend at the elbow, but there is no bend at the wrist. And that is a downside for me. There is no articulation at the waist or anything like that. There is movement at the hips, and there is also a bend at the knee, which I think is great because I love the fact that you're still able to like make her sit down and everything. And I love the fact that she is articulated. She's not like just the basic 5 points of articulation at least, but I really don't like that they didn't give her wrist articulation. I mean, it's Mattel. They do this for Barbie, Barbie Extra, Barbie Rewind, Barbie Made to Move. You know, the Disney dolls, that Tinkerbell doll over there has wrist articulation. You know, it's not something that they can't do or don't know how to do. Like, it's pretty standard for Mattel to like have wrist articulation. Usually wrists along with the elbows is something that we normally get. It's pretty regular. I'm curious as to why they decided to do this, because this is a big downfall for me. And I think one of the big criticisms that this doll was getting online when we got to see the promotional images of this doll, a lot of people zoomed in on that right away. And I have to say that I am very disappointed. That's one thing, that's one point in the negative section. The other thing that is kind of a negative point, it's what a lot of people were complaining about, at least when they were talking about the price, but she doesn't have her tights. So Alice in Wonderland in the movie and everything has white tights on, and some of the older dolls do have tights, or like this one right here has just the plastic that they use for her legs is white, so it looks like she's wearing her tights. They didn't do that for her, but they did give her the bloomers, and honestly, if my choice was between the bloomers and the tights, I actually prefer the bloomers. Like, I don't know, I didn't like this whole time. I'm sitting here looking at the doll and it doesn't look out of place until I was like going over my notes because I wanted to make sure there were certain things I wanted to mention. And one of the things was that she was missing her tights. I would have liked to seen them just because I always like more than less when it comes to a collector doll. But I don't necessarily think she needs them because, you know, like all the layers with the petticoat and everything and these cute little bloomers that we do get for the doll, I think it works a little bit better. So I actually do kind of like the look. So I'm not upset about it, but I did want to point that out because that was a criticism that a lot of people had about this doll for this price point, that, you know, she's not super movie accurate in that respect. And I think a lot of people thought that it was kind of like a cost-cutting thing, but we did get the bloomers underneath, so I don't know if that's very true or not. Maybe they just preferred to do this design because, you know, this bow was not movie accurate, these shoes are not movie accurate, but I love them and I'm glad that they did them for this particular collector doll. You know, it kind of makes this doll unique in that way. But like I said before, I do want to point stuff like this out because in case that's something that you care about, and if it's something that's kind of helping you to decide whether or not you want to get this this doll for yourself. Now, really quick, I did want to show you the little house gimmick that she has. So the house here, you'll notice for the upstairs, there is like a little cutout here. That's where her neck goes. And on the side of the house, there's little cutouts here. That's where her arms go. And then this goes around her waist right here. So if we just kind of like put her arms out like this, we can bring this right here and then put this on the doll. Now, this is heavy, but it does clip onto her neck. There's like a little spot where it does actually clip on. So it does actually stay on her, so you don't have to worry about it falling off. Let me check her stand with her on it really quick. Okay, so yeah, you know what, this stand, now I understand why they had the saddle and also the two clips around her legs, because this is actually a pretty sturdy stand. So this is actually holding her up even with this heavy plastic house on her. This is so cute. This is such an original idea. I love this so much. I also love that there's room for her bow so it doesn't get squashed in there. I haven't decided how I'm going to display her because my Alice shelf is starting to get a little bit full. And I don't know if I'm going to display her with the little house on or if I'm going to have the house next to her. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do about that. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and look at some of the other Alice dolls that I have. Right now I'm just going to focus on classic Disney Alice, with one exception. So the first one that I want to show you, and I'm not going to take too much time on these, but I do want to show them to you and then kind of compare them to this new doll that I have. Here is the first one. This is the oldest one that I have. I do not know what year this is from. I know that they had come out with more than one version of this. There's another one that has like the sparkles painted all over the dress. This is basically a late 80s, early 90s Skipper doll, but she is dressed up as Alice in Wonderland. So this is, you know, back in the 90s when Mattel was doing the Disney dolls back in the day, you know, when they first really started doing that. I got her off eBay and I haven't cleaned her up since I got her. I got her and put her immediately on my shelf. I really need to fix her hair because like I got her used, obviously. We're just going to go forward in time. I think I'm just going to do them in chronological order for when they were released. This next doll is also a collector doll from Mattel, but from back in the 90s. What year? The box date is 1999. So this was either released in 1999 or it was released in 2000. I'm not sure. But anyway, so I've got this doll right here, which is the collector Alice and the Cheshire Cat. Once again, I do have a review of this doll on my channel. So if you want to see the full review and unboxing of this doll, I will put a link up here so you can go check that out. Here she is. So she has a different face mold. I don't know what face mold this is because it's not Skipper. It's not Teen Skipper, I don't think. No, it's definitely not Teen Skipper. It's also not Barbie, and I don't know if this is like unique to this Alice doll or not, but the copyright on the back says Disney. It does not say Mattel. So that's interesting, but this is a Mattel doll. This one is probably the best comparison that I have because they are the same height, roughly. They are both a Barbie height, pretty much. And because this is a collector doll from Mattel, this is a collector doll from Mattel. This is probably the best comparison that I have to give. Okay, so next up, this one is technically not officially Alice, but for a while, the Disney Store has been using the Snow White face mold anytime they do an adult version of Alice in doll form. So I have the 2015, I think it was 2015 60th anniversary Disneyland doll, which is one of my favorite dolls ever. I love this doll so much, mainly because I'm pretty sure this is Alice. Like in my mind, my head canon, this is Alice, but like a modern version of Alice. This came out obviously for the 60th anniversary Diamond celebration for Disneyland. You can see, I don't remember if I did a full review of this doll, but here she is out of the box. I ended up putting her on a made to move body just because I wanted better articulation because she didn't have any bend in her elbows or anything like that. But yeah, so in my mind, this is Alice, just because this is what the Alice dolls from the Disney Store tend to look like up until a couple years ago. She also came with a mini backpack, by the way. I love this. Mini as in tiny, not Minnie Mouse. Although Minnie Mouse is on it. Anyway, okay, I need to take the ears off. They lasted almost the whole video, but they keep sliding off, and it's hot in here, so yeah. Okay, so the next two dolls are basically the same doll, but these are the dolls that are more modern, the more recent dolls from the Disney Store and Shop Disney and the Disney parks. These are the ones that are most recently that you're able to get. I don't know if they're still available at the parks. They've been sold out on shopdisney.com for a while, so there is that. But this is the style that you're able to get, and this is what everybody's been comparing this new doll to, as when like complaining about the price and stuff like that. But anyway, so we've got this doll, which is one of the new classic dolls that came out back in 2020. There is a video for this. If you want to see that video, then once again, I'll put a link up here. I hope I'm not running out of, I can only do 5 links up here, but I will put a link to this video up in the corner if you want to check out that one later. Now, I ordered this online, but they did also sell it at the Disney stores in this packaging, and at the time it was $16.99, so it was $17 for this doll in this packaging. And then after that, in, I want to say 2021, so literally the next year, that was when Disney switched over to their plastic-free packaging. So this is the next iteration of the doll that we got, where they started selling these at the Disney stores as well as the Disney parks and shopdisney.com. I've done 2 videos of this one now, so I'm not gonna go too in depth about the box or whatever. If you want to see that, I did a birthday video. I'll link it up here. But here is the doll out of the box. Just a quick comparison. You can see these are basically the exact same doll. Like I said, I bought 2 of this doll, and I have another one out of the box over there. And when I got this one, I took them out and I held them side by side to compare them. They are the exact same doll. There is only one difference I was able to find. There is no bow on the back, whereas this one, you can't see it. I don't know if you could see it in the packaging here, but the one that came in this packaging, there is a bow sewn on the outside of the Velcro. Now, a lot of people are comparing this Alice in Wonderland to this new Alice in Wonderland, and they're saying this one's only $17, but it's got more articulation, whereas this one's $100, and you know, like whatever. And everybody's like totally valid in their own opinion. If something is not worth it for you, don't buy it. Like that, you vote with your dollars. And if you don't buy something because you don't feel that the price is fair, don't do that, and that sends a message to the company, because if enough people don't buy it, the company will get the message. You know what I mean? They'll know what us as consumers do want or don't want, stuff like that. The thing is, I have an issue with the comparison between this doll and this doll, because first of all, this doll, she doesn't come with anything. There's no like brushes, or some of the dolls came with like a little ring for you to wear, or like, you know, things like that. She's just the doll by herself. There's no accessories, no stand, no nothing. For $17, it is the Disney Store Classic articulation, meaning the bend and snap knees. That's like the rubbery legs with the bend and snap knees, fully articulated with the wrist joints and stuff like that. And everybody was looking at this and saying, hey, I don't see much of a difference. Well, 2 things. One, this is not the most recent version of the doll that you're able to get. This one is, but now that they're side by side out of the box and it's like a little bit more fair, like maybe it's a more clear comparison of where the price is going. Because first of all, these boxes are meant to be ripped open and thrown away. They're mass produced. The more that a company makes of a single product, the lower they can make the price. When they're mass produced, they can make them for cheaper, just because it's like buying in bulk. If you buy things in bulk, go to Costco or Sam's Club or something, you can buy things in bulk and get a better price. So there's that. When there's a limited run of something like a collector doll, it's naturally going to be more expensive because they don't make as many. So there is that. Now, this doll does not have wrist articulation, but all of the other points of articulation are there. The knees, the hips, the elbows, the shoulders, everything else is there. Yes, the wrist articulation is a big deal for me, and I wanted to point that out because it's a big negative point in my point of view, like, or in my opinion. So I definitely want to point that out, and I don't want to downplay that aspect of it, because I really wish that they did give wrist articulation. The Disney Store dolls use polypropylene. So if you're not familiar, the Disney Store Classic dolls all of the dolls, except for like a couple, like Ariel usually has a really nice nylon material, but most of them use a polypropylene or a really low quality nylon that doesn't feel really nice. But this is Saran, and I don't know if Saran is more expensive or not, but to me it's higher quality because it feels nicer, it looks nicer, I like it better. So that being said, the collector doll has better hair in my opinion. Then we can start really comparing like the outfits. You know, you've got the bow difference, you've got the dress difference. This is that cheap plasticky material and it's covered in glitter. The glitter kind of comes off, I don't know, there you can kind of see. The glitter comes off pretty quickly and easily. This is not covered in glitter, which I prefer. No stand, no accessories. This one comes with a house she can wear, plus all the other little accessories. I mean, you get a freaking detailed little white rabbit. She comes with nothing. Also, her dress is one layer, no bloomers, no tights, no nothing. She has all these lace details, much higher quality fabrics, very detailed petticoat, undercoat, and bloomers. And then do I really have to say anything about the shoes? At the end of the day, my point is I see where, oh, and then the box. I wanted to point out the box. It's over here. I don't want to pick it up right now because I've got stuff on it. But the box that I showed you at the beginning, like there's a lot of thought put into it, and it's meant for collectors. And like this is cool because it's very eco-friendly, which I really appreciate these. But I don't know. There's just so many factors that can be argued. Like I said, the people that were complaining about the price, I'm not going to say that they're wrong because their opinion is valid for them because obviously the cost is not worth the value of what they're getting. But for me, it is. I'm going to stand behind my personal opinion and say, I like this doll. I think it's worth it. Now, like I said, it's still available on the Mattel Creations website. I'm very tempted to get a second one of these dolls for myself because like you saw, I have my Alice dolls. That's one collection that I like to have one in box and one out of box. And I'm really tempted to get a second one just so that way I can keep it in the box because the way it's displayed is so nice. Although I did take care to like keep a lot of these little things intact, so I might be able to put everything back in. I don't regret taking her out of the box. Like I love the fact that I got to like play with her and like really see all the details and stuff like that, but I really like the way that it was displayed in the box, so I might try and put her back rather than like buy a second one at $100. The collector dolls, that's the one where I'm like, I kind of got to cool it because once you hit $100 or more, it's like buying a second doll is getting a little pricey, and I do have a budget that I need to stick within. But I love this doll. Whether you're an out-of-box collector or an in-box collector, I definitely recommend this particular doll. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up because I'm at that point where like I could just keep talking for hours and not stop, but like I really need to stop because this video needs to get edited so I can post it so you can see it. Anyway, I'm gonna get going for right now, but let me know down in the comments what you think of this doll. Like now that you've had a chance to see all the details and everything, what's your opinion? Do you feel that she's still overpriced? Did this video change your mind, or were you already planning on getting her in the first place? Let me know down in the comment section. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts and how you felt about this collector doll, and if you were swayed by the comments online that were complaining about her, or if you already knew that you wanted to get her like me, because I was like, I'm gonna get her regardless. But I'm really pleasantly surprised with how she turned out, so I'm not disappointed. All right, now it is time for me to say goodbye because otherwise I'm gonna keep talking. So I'm gonna go. Bye. If you like this video, you can let me know by hitting thumbs up. You can check out some of my other videos by clicking one of the links on the screen. I post new videos every week, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified every time I upload. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.